Hi, welcome to Zoom Around Town with Jaimi Jansen, and we have our guest today is Jordan Leyman from...
I'm from Fab Labs. Thanks, Jaimi.
Awesome. So what do you do at Fab Labs?
The business itself is membership access to digital fabrication tools and software and workspace. So people pay a monthly fee like a gym, and they get access to things like laser cutters, 3D printers, CNC machines, wood shop, etc.
So like really great for industrial designers or maybe even graphic designers and people who are wanting to maybe build a product, something like that?
Absolutely.
Can you share a little bit about your business and how long you've been in business and where you're located?
Yeah, sure. So we have two locations, actually. We started in Chico, California, where I'm from. And then my business partner, Aaron Banwell, is from Santa Cruz, Felton. And so we've been in business since 2013. We started the Fab Lab in Chico there first. And then going on 5 years now, 5 years ago, we started the Santa Cruz Fab Lab here in the Wrigley building on the west side. We're a pretty small company. We're basically volunteer run.
Nice. That's awesome. So are you still open? And how has COVID and the shelter in place really affected your business?
It's severely affected a lot of people's businesses, obviously, including ours. With shelter in place and access to things like a wood shop being pretty much not essential for most people, it's hard to justify coming into the shop for essential activities. So we're pretty much shut down when it comes to membership. So right now we're just more focused on doing production. We're making masks and we're making PPE.
So how is it that you were able to get involved with making masks and PPE equipment? What exactly are you making? Are you making like the masks that just go on your face or the face shields? And what kind of PPE equipment are you making?
The Chico facility is selling masks. They're selling masks to the public. They're selling masks to a bunch of organizations. Let's see, like courthouses and dentists and everybody in the North State is coming to Fab Labs to get their masks. And they have a small army of seam workers who are stitching the masks together. They all get cut on our laser cutter. It's a big operation. And so they're cloth masks. They're definitely not N95 masks, but there aren't really any N95 masks if you want some. So this is sort of the stopgap measure. And then we were doing that before the CDC said that you should wear a mask in public. So by the time that happened, both facilities were already producing, 1,000 to 2,000 masks a week.
Using the 3D printer, are you able to make any of those face shields?
Absolutely. We had a lot of conversations about it. Like if you have a 3D printer and you can 3D print something, because the shortage is so immense, it does matter.
Yeah. So how many are you able to produce in a day?
Printing 2, 4, 6. We're doing between 18 and 24 a day.
Like one of the reasons why there's such a need for all these N95 masks and masks in general is because of sanitation, you have to be able to replace them pretty frequently.
No one is saying a cloth mask is what you should be wearing, but everyone is saying, I don't have anything, or I've been wearing the same N95 mask for a week. Nurses and doctors are knocking at our door saying, I have nothing. What do you have for me? And in Santa Cruz and in Monterey, it hasn't been nearly as bad as places like New York, Chicago, St. Louis, et cetera. But people are still concerned and they're still coming to us because there's such a shortage. And no one is able to get any product from any large body.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge. I know, like for us, we've asked multiple places. We're such a peanut, like we haven't gotten any yet, and I can see that in like our hospital, the same thing. Like they're having a hard time as well. So we really appreciate your company. How are you being funded? Is there a way that we can support you, or are people paying for this, or how are you able to keep your doors open and do this amazing work? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so there's definitely a few different threads.
Good.
Right now, Aaron up in Chico, everything is paid for by the consumer. So the hospitals are paying, everybody's paying for the product. He's in most cases undercutting anyone under normal circumstances. He's undercutting those people anyway. So there's, it's not at a premium. We're producing as much as we can, as fast as we can for a totally legitimate, awesome price. Here, it's been a little different in the sense that I partnered up with Dr. Forrest, and she's involved with Encompass. She's on one of their boards. And then we also partnered up with the Monterey and Santa Cruz medical societies. And so I'm a little bit more in touch with these nonprofit organizations who have raised some money in order to have the costs to be covered to manufacture. And then we have PPE for Central Coast is the website that we put together to take in requests. And then, basically we're going to try and produce all this PPE and get it out to all the people who have requested that they need it. It's been challenging. It's, everything changes every day. Some people request a bunch of stuff that they say they need, then we call them and then they say, well, really, we don't need that much. In a lot of cases, money isn't the problem, it's supply. As long as I can get my costs covered and pay for the rent, then I'm happy to help. And that seems to be working out. There's other groups that have come in and spent a ton of money to donate and facilitate. And so we're also trying to make sure that if there's people who are really in need and they can't afford to have what they need, then they get it anyway.
Yeah. So how can we get in touch with you if we need something? I know that I know some businesses, mine included, we don't have face shields. So what would we do to try and reach out? I know we've got the cloth masks that we're using and we're washing, which is great. A couple of us have some N95 masks that I've heard that you can put in the oven at like 100 degrees or something and it'll sanitize them.
It's 165 degrees for 30 minutes.
Okay, 165 for 30 minutes. Glad that we checked. Yeah. So do we just call Fab Labs or how do we get in touch with you, Jordan?
PPE for the numeral 4 CC, which means Central Coast .org. And there's a button on there to request PPE. Please use that. That goes into our system, and then we can get back to you and double check that we have what you need, go through that process. I do realize that it's absolutely a privilege to be able to use our facility, which we normally use to have fun and play and be creative to meet this need.
I really appreciate your flexibility and your ability to be creative, especially now. It's awesome. You sound like you're really resourceful and you're definitely making a difference in our local community and our greater local Central Coast community. And so I know I speak for probably everybody that we are just so appreciative of the work that you're doing. And we just want to say thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and taking this time away from your very, very worthy project. And until next time, we'll be able to get you at Fab Labs or at www.ppe4cc.org. Thanks so much, Jordan. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Jaimi.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.